Good morning everybody, my name is Abs and I would like to share how to simulate your character if you play the DPS class. This guide is going to be very quick and rough, but if you need some more detailed information on how your spec should be played, please go to your Discord channels, please go to your website guides like Wowhead and others. In order to simulate your character, you need to do a couple of things. First, you need to install a Simulation Craft add-on, which you can easily find on Twitch app. Once you've installed it, all you need to do is to go to your game and then have a look in your bags whether or not you have any items that you would like to double check whether or not they're better. As you can see in my bags, I've got heaps of items that may or may not be better than what I've got currently equipped, and unfortunately the game doesn't really tell me whether or not they're better. So what I need to do, I just need to go into my chat and type in a /simc command, just like that. It will give you a window with the list of every single thing that is related to your character. Your class, your spec, your name, your talent choices, Azerite essences, and pretty much every single item that you have equipped, as well as all of the items that you can find in your bags. Once you've got this information ready in front of you, all you need to do is copy it by using the shortcut Ctrl+C. And with this information, all you need to do is just to go to Raidbots website. So we're going to press OK here, go to our Internet Explorer and type in Raidbots. It will bring you to this website, and this is the one that gives you lots of options about simulation of your character. Previously you just needed to go to stat weights or quick simulations of the character to see which stats would be better, but these days you do not want to use that at all. Forget about the stat weights. All you need to do is to go to the top gear section of it and input your information that we've just copied over. You can use the shortcut Ctrl+V, or you can just paste the information. Normally, it will bring up information about your character. So as I said earlier, everything that you needed to know is going to be here. You can scroll down and see that, yes, it understands that we've got multiple different Azerite pieces in the back. We've got wrists, cloaks, rings, enchants, anything that you want to check to see whether or not something is better than other, you can see it over here. So for example, let's do a quick simulation and see whether or not this particular back slot, the Toncoat's Cape of 450 item level, is going to be better than Cloak of Blessed Depths at 425 with the socket. To do that, I just need to click on the cope and then it will be added into the simulation. I can also see whether or not my belt, the Blood Feaster's belt of 440 item level, is better than my 420 the one with the socket. So I also add that into the simulation. So for now, I don't need to check anything else. I don't need to change my enchants on the weapons. I don't need to change gems on the rings or anything like that. And I'm pretty happy with my Azerite pieces. So after we've selected the right gear that we wanted to simulate, we need to go down and change the options of the simulation themselves. So we want to choose the Smart Sim simulation in the first box. We want to check the single target simulation, which is going to be just our boss simulation, which is patchwork, and then we need to change the fight length to 5 minutes or 6 minutes depending on how quickly we kill the bosses these days, but 5 minutes is usually okay. The version of the CMC should be usually done to nightly rather than weekly, because it updates every single day, therefore you will have a better idea with the numbers behind the calculations behind it will be more updated. It gives you option to select how many Azerite pieces other players have. For example, the Vault Wayne allies, essentially whoever's got how many Vault Weight Resonance Essence, it will give you an idea that if you have more of them, then you can benefit more of the certain stat. Same with the Loyal to the End essence, and then we can choose whatever buffs we want to get during the raid. If we just click on the optimal raid buffs, it will automatically decide which kind of flask and food and potion we want to use. Also, it will make sure that our raid has got every single major buff, like the Demon Hunter one or Mage one. And once everything is selected over here, we just need to go and press the top gear. So once you press this button over here, it will put us in the queue, and when the queue is over, it will start simulating your character. Remember that in the options of the simulation, you can also add different kind of essences, different rank essences. You can choose different enchants and gems. Anything that you want to potentially know whether or not it's going to be a better combination for you, you can see it here. Now this Top Gear simulation is superior to the old style stat weights because it will compare everything that you have currently on right now with one item or two items that you want to change. Rather than giving you an arbitrary number of what kind of stats you want to look at, it will already give you a result and tell you whether or not the items that you want to check are going to be better or worse. So at the moment it simulated myself to that much damage, and let's have a look. The most important thing is this table over here. I've asked it to simulate whether or not the cloak is going to be better, the belt is going to be better, or if I wanted to use both the cloak and the belt in my gear, whether or not it's going to be better. And at the moment, everything that I have equipped right now is actually the best, so I don't need to change anything. Now compare that to the fact that I wanted to see whether or not the 450 cloak is better than my 425 cloak. At the same time, I also have 440 belt, and both of them actually result in a negative DPS, which means it's going to be a complete decrease for me to use those items. This is how you're going to be simulating your characters. This is all you need to know. Now let's look at the separate encounter with the benthic gear and why benthic gear is so better these days for this particular raid. Now to do that, all we need to do is basically go to our character and make sure that we select items, for example the wrists, the belts and the boots that are not benthic. So I just want to change them and put something else entirely. So I've got different boots and I've got different wrists, for example this one's over here. And once again, because I've changed something, I need to use the CMC command once again and copy this information. Okay, now we go back to the Raidbots. Click on the top gear and input this information that we've copied earlier. It's going to give us the updated gear set, so my belt and my boots and stuff, they're not going to be benthic in this particular situation. So all I want to do, I want to once again change them to the benthic style. So 440 belt, but instead I want to check the benthic belt, I want to check the benthic boots, and I also wanted to check the benthic wrists. I've selected them 3 items. We can scroll all the way down to the options to double check that the options still stay exactly the same, which they do, and we click the top gear. Let's see the results. Remember that the benthic gear item level is extremely low. In my case I have only 420 pieces, but because they have gems on it, they potentially will do way higher damage result than non-gem versions. But it's a very good showcase to see that this particular raid tier, benthic, is extremely powerful, and it's definitely worth grinding it every single day to see whether or not you got those items in the lottery, to get those gem slots, and to upgrade them to at least 420. Let's see how much damage increase or decrease is going to be if we just put those benthic pieces in. Okay, so the end result is exactly the same as the previous one, because we already established that what I was running was going to be the best. But let's see what was going to happen if we didn't have them equipped. So currently with my gear at the moment, my DPS is only 40,000.4. But if I were to equip every single one of them pieces, all three of them would give me a raw DPS increase by 1.2 thousand. That is a substantial DPS increase. This is nothing to scoff on. It's passive. You've got nothing to do with anything. You just need to get those pieces. You just need to be lucky with those gem slots and put the right stats in there. And that is how much different it is. It is incredible. I am amazed myself, but that's just the nature of the game these days. So this is the simulation in a nutshell. It's very simple, it's very raw, as I said earlier. If you still have any questions about how to simulate your character and why your simulations don't work, just come and talk to me and we will go together and have a look together at it. Thank you very much and goodbye.